Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to AER Memories of Old. So we're about to open the final temple, so let's just do it. And if we move relatively fast here, I think we might be able to finish this game in this recording, but I wouldn't be surprised if it takes 2 more recordings. Ring a bell to break the ice, which is what we did to get the key in the first place. And now I either opt to walk or see if I can fly to that. Honestly, trying to fly to that is so awkward, and it really isn't the case that the winds up here in the north with the snowstorm are making it more difficult to fly. It's just that frankly, the flying is not smooth. Oddly, there's a game called Vane that I believe is a PS3, PS4 exclusive, not PS3 exclusive, that came out, where you play as a bird and fly around, and it also has the same concept of being very short, and it seems like Vane isn't that good either from what I hear. I don't know how, as a video game critic, I could ever say a game like AER Memories of Old is good, though. Like, it's just kind of generic. And I've spent a lot of time at the end of 2018 cleaning up my wish list and saying, look, if these games are just generic, if they're just getting mixed reviews from people who actually bought the game, there's better examples out there that I could be playing of similarly styled games. And in this instance, I definitely it does definitely feel like we are just having a generic example of a platformer that doesn't have enough platformer, an exploration game that doesn't have enough exploration game, an open world game that doesn't have enough open world games, a mystical game, a mystical story that doesn't have enough mysticism or consistent mysticism. So everything that this game offers, which is very little to begin with, is not enough. So this says just put them there, we have more food than what we need to know what to do with. So theoretically, I guess all of these are just food crates or crates of other things that we've been seeing. Might explain how the few remaining humans and animals are still alive, but it does definitely feel like we're running out of people, unless there's just a whole land that's a lot further. I'm just gonna preemptively click this, and that's gonna open some doors. Nice. And we'll see if there's a scroll here. In the beginning there was the dreamer, asleep in cold eternity. She dreamed all there is. So the dreamer is the one that made the creator. She dreamt of the veil, and behind the veil she dreamt the creator, the world, modeled from a memory of home. So maybe this whole story is going to go full circle, and the character I'm playing as, is going to turn into the dreamer, or be the dreamer, and she's going to create a new world. The creator danced into the world, and there he breathed the clouds and sang the sun and moon in the beginning. We've already read this. As he danced between the clouds, he took 4 steps, so made the lands of the northwest, south, and east, which is a counterclockwise dance. Which maybe I found a place outside of this that I'm supposed to dance on that? I don't know. Then he formed the mountains and filled the seas with the water from the clouds, and from earth and water he made animals, so the lands and seas will be life. I'm still not really sure if this is supposed to be pulling from a Judeo-Christian mythology so much as maybe just a little bit of borrowing from everything and a lot of making stuff up from basically nothing. From Stardust and Eternity, he made gods to walk the lands and look after the world. Okay. So we'll just jump down here. And the only real penalty for jumping down is the fact that our Kindle. So this door was locked before. And so we have one of the keys. And it seems like nothing. Here's a new symbol. If I went back up there, it might be a different path that I could take. And I suppose this is supposed to be a huge and impressive temple. Unfortunately, with the low polygon graphics, it really isn't that impressive. And with it just being a tiny little game, it's really not that huge. Seems like there's a lot of places where we're just gonna have to work our way around. Okay, that's the wrong way. And I suspect each of these areas leads to a switch that is necessary to interact with. Just can't go any further that direction. Let's see. Someone is praying, but there's kind of nothing to do here. This door is not open yet. Here's a switch. Let's use that. That's like the first time one of those doors is ever opened. Okay. There's kind of pointy-eared people in the statues. I guess my hair could be covering up pointy ears, long pointy ears. Let's see. When we die, our souls rejoin eternity, of which they were made. Our souls are stars the Creator took and set in our hearts. So, from eternity, each time a child is born, a new star descends into the body and fills it with eternal light. Well, I've seen a lot of stars outside, so maybe that's where all the people went. Until such time as the body dies and becomes dust again, and the star flies back into the skies behind the veil to the dream. When the gods left us, they went amidst the stars to search for a new home, and when they find it, there too will we be born again. I guess maybe this was a platform that could have been switched. Nothing unlocks this. Wow, I got a lot of height there. I don't think the intention though is for me to... I like make a far jump that direction and jump over. So this area is not ready. It's really only at this point that I feel like maybe a fairy or two that point me in the right direction and tell me where I'm supposed to go might have been a good idea. But honestly, if they had just given us maps in the system. So these bells are not ringing just because. Yeah, I don't think I can get the bells to ring without some kind of combination or something. And we don't really even have a directionality. Alright, well, maybe it's telling me what to do. Alright. Nope, it's a combination and I got it wrong. So the deal there is you have to be looking this direction instead of that direction, or just in general looking at the platforms. This and this, and it doesn't seem like the pattern changes. That. And did that open a doorway over there? We came in there, didn't we? Did we look over here? I guess this is the door that is locked. So yeah, it seems like we are kind of cool. Oh, there's a different code for each ones. Alright, so we'll have to come back and put in the code later. Not really sure what we're doing though. The entrance gate is frozen shut. There's no leaving now. See, this looks like it's a dangerous ball of energy, but there's been literally no danger in this game up until this point, so it would be rather frustrating if all of a sudden you could die. I feel like this is going to just move that pillar and just continue light. This feels like a concept that should have been played around with a little bit more before this point. Just charging these to continue to shoot light balls up in different directions. And they seem to kind of just know the angle that they're going for, because one would think if it was just coming out at the same direction it was going in, it would always be lateral. I mean, or horizontal. Unfortunately, this is just another stupidly easy puzzle. Like, you could have at the very least had some of these have an on and an off switch, and if you had introduced like a lever that you had to put on the left side or the right side, maybe you flip some that way. Interesting. It doesn't feel like that's the way up. Seems like I'm gonna have to go in some circles. Yeah. I really don't feel like this is what exploration games should be. I guess this is a window. I feel like there should be if you're going to make an exploration game, it probably should be an exploration of characterization and people too. Like, I could see the argument very well being made that Skyrim is an exploration game, but there's tons of RPG elements also in it, and adventure and action in it. To just have you have a platformer where you're wandering around a lot doesn't feel like that quite qualifies as an exploration game. Honestly, I feel like a lot of walking simulators in particular have better claim to that title than what this is. This honestly just feels like it's a I cannot jump up there, I don't think. Well, maybe I can. Nope. Maybe there was an invisible wall there. So we have a second place where we slide. No control while you're sliding, by the way. So, what did that do, particularly? I have to get in that area to find out before I can do anything else. See, that gate I think we already went through. I'm fairly certain we already went this way, and that was how we got up to the top in the first place. Yeah. This door was already open. And maybe that was intentionally a distraction to make me not see these codes. So we start here, and then it wants me to go over here, and then it just wants me to go over here. That's pretty simplistic. Now over here, there doesn't seem to be a code, and yeah, that door's already open, so we're only doing that twice when, honestly, since this game is so short, I would have been cool with having to do it 4 different times. And we've got a different kind of door. And we've got a door over here that doesn't seem like it's likely to open. I thought this character didn't run, but it seems like sometimes they will run. So I'm not sure what triggers it. Maybe it's a slight double tap on the forward stick, but sometimes it feels like that's as far as you can walk. Sometimes it feels like you can do a lot more. So we've got a sphere that probably needs to be powered by something. Although, I don't know what. Looks like we're gonna go up higher. It's very late in the game for them to introduce a soccer ball style sphere. We got 3 pieces to make a symbol. And over here we've got, so it's down to the 2 of us now. Still feels like this game really is just playing towards a theme of a pretty big theme of death. So spin and then power down, and then so 1 spin there, and I believe if I spin 1 spin here, nope, 2 spins, nope, 3 spins. So had I spun the other direction, that would have been all that was necessary. That's really, really easy puzzle. Hey. What you would have wanted to do is have the, like, I can have this puzzle way better in like an hour or two of programming, because all you'd have to do is have the left side spin individually, have the center side spin all three of them in a different way, and then have this one spin itself and the middle one, and then you would have a puzzle that's slightly challenging while still very doable. And of course I'd have to know how to program in Unity to program that, but if it's just standard programming like C++ programming, which I think it is, that's something I kind of already know, at least the basics of. Or, you know, as a game director, I could tell somebody to implement it that way pretty easily, if I was a game director. There's another switch that... This is the switch we already activated. And so we went north the first time, I guess, through this door. Now we're going west. And this might be the end of it. Like, honestly, this might be the end of the temple. We're gonna maybe get some knowledge, and from that knowledge maybe the void will figure out what it's trying to do. If the void is real at all. Right. Read. When the Creator made the world, he woke the gods to care for it. First swam the Watcher of the Veil high from the skies, a mighty guardian against the black cold endlessness, forever singing soothing songs to the great dreamer, at least she awakened from the dream of our world. Okay. So, what was that all about? Is there nothing more to this? Like, I feel like the wolf would be, the fox would be here, waiting to talk to me one final time. If there was more to this. We opened that. Again, a map would be super helpful. We're looking for the final key part. And that's what we're missing. We opened that. We are here. Did I perhaps open this? So this is a part that we still haven't opened. But we can see the light beams are flying in that general direction. So there's something I missed here. So back this direction, I must have missed something. Yeah, we were going to go up higher. And I guess maybe we went that way and we needed to power the doors so we could go that way. That's kind of out of nowhere a pathing mistake in the layout where you could have gotten lost for a while. Although, you know, this temple and this game in general is not that long, so getting lost for 10 minutes is not really an issue. Okay. But you do kind of have to pay attention to these in-game cutscenes. Is this the right direction? I don't think this is. I think we need to go up. Yeah. Kind of having a hard time believing that there's too much left here. It would be weird if this game ended and you see the dreamer wake up and it's like a full motion video of some character. Yeah, that really wouldn't add anything to the game. If we are going to see the dreamer wake up, I kind of want to see it to be the character I've been playing as. And yes, so the ball of energy is going forward this direction. And so we're at the top now. So we activate this. And the ball of energy activates that door. I would have kind of expected that to shoot energy straight down to explain why that works visually. But look here, there's also, unless this is glass, there's nothing there. And that lands us right here. Yeah, and that feels like that is that. The last Guardian. And I don't think the door... Oh, yep, the door is going to shut behind us. And it's a big space whale. Quite a few games with giant space whales. Doesn't look particularly antagonizing. That first Guardian looked a little spooky. I would have wanted it to be reanimated with the giant stone hands. And yeah, it's just like a low polygon space whale. Let's talk to it. Come closer, little champion. I won't ruffle your feathers. I am the Watcher of the Veil. I guard this world from eternity. But I have spent many years trying to close the rifts that threaten this world. And now, without the faith of your kind, my powers are almost gone. There isn't much left of the first dream of the great dreamer. The dream we call our home. Did you know that the first dream brought forth the Creator? We got the story 3 different times. His only weakness was his tender spot for your kind, little human. To create you, he linked his heart to yours, but your hearts grew empty. Shocked by the emptiness dwelling in himself, the Creator ripped the void out of his heart. But time changes many things, and a new little champion stands before me. A human one, even. Listen now, champion. These are my last words. This is the last fragment of the 3 care left in our care. There is only one step left now. Return the 3 fragments to the lighthouse in the very south. where your people have built a camp. It'll show you what's next. It all rests upon your shoulders now, little champion. So we get the third piece of the Triforce, as it is. Nice little explosion animation. Like, the fact that there was only one explosion animation in this whole game makes me feel like it was an experiment. But I kind of imagine almost everything in this game was an experiment. Alright, so now we're seeing the Void as more of a monster instead of just a V-shaped eye. Even at that though, I wouldn't say this game is actually that experimental. Low polygon moon even though the Aurora Borealis here, which is probably a pre-bought effect, is in no way low polygon. I don't know how you'd really animate it that like that. Yeah, I don't know how we fight the final fight against that void creature, if we do fight him. Considering there's been no challenges whatsoever like that. This is all collapsed again with the black rock. There is one thing I want to do before we wrap up this episode. I feel like, yeah, it'll probably take us 30 minutes to just give some final thoughts, but I would like to see if maybe there's an Easter egg here. So this ring if I can dance to the north and then to the west and to the south and then to the east. I thought that might unlock something, but yeah, north, west, south, east, because we saw that several times, but unless it was a case of I have to stand in one place until they do that spin animation, and then I have to stand over here until they did the spin animation. That seems kind of unbelievable, because it takes it a while to do that spin animation. It doesn't happen that often. So if this is a Easter egg or something, or maybe this is just the end of the game, it's going to have something to do with the end of the game. That's a possibility too. Now, looking at the map, we've kind of done everything and gone everywhere. We'll just try and fly straight south next recording to the lighthouse. It'll activate the lighthouse and put a beam towards the crater shrine. We'll go into the crater shrine and probably fight the final boss. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.